The college basketball experience preview and picks for Saturday, January 20th, pregame show episode. I Can't Talk on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by Cut. Yes, Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 different states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything when you use the promo code playoffs. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience pregame show. I mean, what a fucking slate we got going this NFL playoffs. I'm in the studio. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Shout out to Paul Bucher in the chat as we got some big time action going in, folks. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
That's what you got to do sometimes. But no, I mean, actually, Colorado State costing me a winning night last night. It was a dagger. Bounce back day. Shout out to Rockmore, Coke Booger, always some of my favorites. And yeah, today's slate, absolutely fantastic. Rockmore, we talked it, but we'll talk it again here, man. And Rob Donaldson's hungover. Yeah, I tell you, I might have had a few last night. It was a Friday. Sometimes you got to, sit back, enjoy life a little bit. Working with a nice iced tea right now. Gotta like that. Folks, let's talk about the just awesome slate of college hoops we have upon us. Marquette St. John's starts off with the Big East banger. I'm gonna do a quick check on Rick Pitino. He is expected back. That is all the difference in the world for me, because I think the Johnnies are going to beat Marquette as long as Rick Pitino is their head coach. So yeah, sign me up for the Johnnies as a first play of the day. Look, I am joined by this guy. He's the host of the NBA Gambling Podcast and the WNBA Gambling Podcast. You've heard him on the NFL Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast, but you got to start on this very fucking show. Give it up for Terrell Furman Jr.
Boo. 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 Tomatoes. I'm throwing tomatoes. No.
Buddy, Pitino is evil. You gotta, it's just like when you watch Darth Vader, he's gonna beat Shaka Smart's like the Jedi, you know what I mean? And look, as much as we love Shaka, I gotta go with the evil, the dark side in this situation here.
Who won in the end? The road dog, Shaka as a road dog. You cannot be. You're doing it again, Kobe. You're doing it again.
It is Madison Square Garden, and Marquette does play good in Madison Square Garden. I'll give you that benefit of the doubt.
We're not on St. John's campus. We're in these arenas, these big arenas away from campuses. This Marquette is making the trip out. Dwayne Wade's probably going to be courtside. Like, come on. It's Shaka Smart as a dog. 67%. 67%.
Of the money is coming in on St. John's. Is that what you're saying?
No, 67%. That's how good Shaka is as a dog.
I got you. Well, Jordan Dingle is out for St. John's as well. So why are they a favorite? I think the line is telling you St. John's is winning the game.
They are giving them a fake home court that they don't have in the Garden. It's gonna be Marquette. It's Marquette. I'll lock battle this.
It should be noted that big Shaka Smart fan. You know, ever since his days down there in Southern Virginia, where are we at here with my battle music? We got a lock battle at the Garden. What better place to catch a basketball game? One corner, Dundee riding with Slick Rick, the evil empire. In the other corner, Terrell Fairway going with Shaka Smart and the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I've already bet that.
I know Moneyline Max already saying get this Patino garbage out of it. They don't want to just accept that the evil empire will win. You know what I mean?
No, you were just the empire wasn't built in a day. He needed time. We'll be on the wave next year. Next year I'll be on the wave with you. It's not this year.
I think they're going to be. Look, they were getting so much better before this little. And Shaheen Holloway was lucky to catch Slick Rick without catch St. John's without Slick Rick the other night. So let's talk about your Hokies. They go into Raleigh. What's going on with your Hokies, by the way? 10-7, lost 2 straight. The Wahoos got them. They're catching 3.5 in Raleigh. I'll take them. You know I hate NC State.
Just like to say, noted football school here.
Who are you taking here?
I'm not taking NC State, bro. Because the day that I switch up and I take them, that's going to be the day that they fold. It's going to happen. I'd rather just weather the storm until they just start losing again. Because I'm pretty upset. I've faded them a good amount of times over the past 2 weeks, and it hasn't gone my way. I'm not going to stop now. Fading NC State yet again.
The Texas Longhorns are a 2 to 2.5 point favorite in Austin, Texas against Baylor. Scott Drew's lost twice to Baylor since 2013. He is 9-1 in his last 10 against Texas. What are you doing here?
Does Texas suck?
They do. And that's why I'm on Baylor.
Yeah, then we got to take Baylor then. I just couldn't. I was trying to make sure if Texas sucked or not. But 1-3 in the Big 12. That's all the way down there at West Virginia, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. I kind of give them a pass. They needed reinforcements to come in and really help bolster that team. I think they'll play better later on. But this Texas team just really it just seems like any big moment, any big opportunity they have, they squander it. Like every single chance. Yeah. How did you lose that game against UCF?
Slopeside saying Texas 5-12 ATS this year. Brutal.
That's laying to man.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Do they 3 in a row? Do you lose 3 in a row? I'm going Baylor. I'm going Scott Drew and Baylor. I feel better if I lost with Baylor than if I lost with Texas.
I'm on Baylor too. Rock Moore in the chat. Now, shout out to Rock as I think you listened to last night's show. These are the 2 games that I felt great about. Utah State was 17-1 or 16-1. They just lost at the Pit. They lost their second game. They had won like 15 straight or something. And they come back home to Logan, to me, against a Fresno State team that's not very good. I'm not sure. Let me see if that line has climbed.
13.5.
Yeah, I still think that's a hammer spot. I think Utah State's going to win by like 25, and then Arkansas is laying 2.5 at home against South Carolina. Arkansas, I was on them the other night as they beat Texas A&M. They know they can't afford to lose here in Fayetteville. That is why I think those are two of the strongest plays of the day. I think that's a good parlay. Plus 264. Let's go, Rock. Your thoughts, Terrell, on those two games? Did you freeze up? We might have lost Terrell, but yeah. I think that's a fucking genius parlay. I also like the other Big 12 home teams that we were talking about. I think Cincinnati will take care of business. I think TCU will take care of business, and I think Texas Tech will take care of business in those home spots. Trevor's talking about that right now in the chat. Shout out to Trevor. Trevor's the fucking man, if I may say so myself. I like the Nebraska angle too. I'll tell you this though, Nebraska. Why not switch Texas Tech with Nebraska? Like, keep it Big 12. Cincy, TCU, Texas Tech, parlay. Just say it. Just throwing that out there. I'm on Nebraska too, but I'm a little more nervous about that one than say Texas Tech. But maybe I've been wrong before. What else do we got to talk about here? I bet Penn State plus 9.5 points at Ohio State. I just think Penn State can cover that. Ohio State will probably win the game. Penn State's coming off that big win against Wisconsin. I just don't see a world where, like, Ohio State's just not that good of a team. I mean, I guess theoretically they could win by double digits, but I just think your percentages are in the favor of Penn State covering 9.5. I would say like 90% chance they can cover 9.5 points there. So, I think you should ride the Nittany Lions. I bet the fucking thing. I also bet Robert Morris -5 against IUPUI. We have a big game in Newark. Michael Creighton, the Blue Jays, Creighton Blue Jays are laying 2.5 at Seton Hall. I actually think it's a smash spot for the Blue Jays. I think the line is telling you this. Gimme from Creighton Blue Jays -2.5 at Seton Hall. How great is that? I mean, how great is this morning slate, by the way? We talk about that for a second. We got Marquette St. John's, Creighton Seton Hall, Baylor, Texas. You know, while that game's going on, you get Oklahoma, Cincy, San Diego State, Boise, but you also get Miami, Syracuse, Hokies, NC State, Penn State, Ohio State. It's going to be fantastic. I think Terrell's back with us. I want to get his opinion on all those matchups. Creighton is laying 2.5 at Seton Hall.
Seton Hall, lock it up.
Woo! We're battling all day today.
Yeah.
I think the line is telling you, why in the fuck is Seton Hall catching points? The line is telling you that Creighton is going to win this game. We got a lock battle. Dundee with the Blue Jays. Terrell, the Pirates. Penn State's catching 9.5 at Ohio State.
Have you Shaheen Holiday once this year?
Have I taken them? Yeah, I took them when they beat Providence. This big upset.
That's it. That's the only time.
I look. You got to understand. I would have taken him against St. John's, but I got the information that Pitino was out with COVID late. I was recording, so I didn't have the opportunity. I would have taken Seton Hall had I known Rick Pitino wasn't going to coach.
I feel like even if he was coaching, you still should have been on Seton Hall in that spot. I think you have something.
We'll see later.
I was listening to the show.
Holloway.
I think you have.
What are you talking about?
I think you have something against them.
No. I just expect regression. Like, that's the difference. Like, when they played at Georgetown, they probably, they were up a lot of that game, but they probably shouldn't have won the final minute or two. They got fortunate, even though I feel like they were the better team. And I just feel like, it's a great story. They're a good team, but I also expect regression. I don't think they can stay above every team in the Big East night in, night out. That's the logic. I love Shaheen Holloway. I think he's, I think he's great at Seton Hall. I hope.
At home?
Why is the line? Why they should be favored based on what we've watched this year? Why the fuck are they a 2.5 point dog?
Because Creighton is 17.
Creighton sucks, especially on the road. What is Creighton on the road this year? They lost to UNLV. You know what I mean? They just lost the other night. They only scored like 46 points. I don't understand why Seton Hall is catching points at home. Doesn't make any sense to me.
All right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the line doesn't make sense.
I thought I could talk you into it.
I just, and I just expect Seton Hall. If they get through this one, they're home to Providence and at Marquette. They're not going to run the fucking table in the Big East. Like as much as I like Shaheen Holloway in this roster, there's no way they're going to just run the fucking table in the Big East. Too good of a conference. They're going to catch some L's. One happens.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to catch some L's. Just not this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump down to Miami, going up to Syracuse. Jimmy Larinaga is catching 3.5 in Syracuse, New York. I actually struggled with this one. I took Miami, but I don't feel very good about it. What are you doing here?
I feel like I continue to get Syracuse wrong.
Norchad Omir is out. Trevor, good job dropping that gem there. That's obviously a key player for them. They don't even say why, just undisclosed. Maybe the Qs. I don't know. I'm not betting that game, but it's a big game.
I saw that.
How about
that
this
line
one?
just jumped to 3.5. It was 1.5 earlier. Yeah, that's what. That was that injury.
Yeah,
it moved to 2 points. Yeah, I'm going Syracuse.
Yeah, here's one for you. So Dayton, this game's on USA Network. Dayton has won 11 straight games. I think they're going to win 12 straight games. But Rhode Island's playing a lot better lately, with the exception of the last game. They've won I think 4 of 5. I think they can cover that big number in Dayton. Lock it up. Give me 13.5. Anthony Grant and Dayton. And another thing is Archie Miller used to coach there. I think Anthony Grant and Dayton win by 6, something like that. 8. What are you doing here?
You're having an unnatural allegiance to losers. It's not like you.
I think it's the pressure of my son could be delivered any day. You think I've lost all awareness?
Yeah. I'm not locking up Rhode Island. I will take Dayton minus 13.5. I'm not locking it up, but I'm definitely not locking up Rhode Island. That Kobe, we've learned this lesson with Rhode Island. We can't bet this team under any situation. Just don't bet them.
I just feel like Dayton they've won 11 straight. They're due for just a close game. They're due for a close game. That's the logic.
All right. Lock up Rhode Island. Wow, man.
Let's go. Look, I got a nice little song for you too. Let's go. Oklahoma's at Cincinnati. I've already bet the shit out of this game. Cincinnati's laying 3.5. Porter Moser's losing in Cincinnati today. I know you're a Porter Moser guy, but they're losing in Cincinnati today. Okay, there we go.
Well. That's a tough road trip, man. That's a tough road trip.
Yeah.
It's going to be just like WVU when they first joined, and everybody was going all the way out there. Even now, it's still a tough road trip for a lot of teams.
Smash spot. San Diego State's in Boise. Huge game in the Mountain West. Early fucking tip. What time is that going to be in Boise? It's in Boise the same time as LA? Am I crazy? Maybe it's 1 hour off. No. San Diego State's laying 1.5 at Boise. Boise's had their number in what's it, Extra Mile Arena or whatever the fuck. Oh shit! Look at this. The power going out now. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Are you serious?
The one fucking day I go into the studio, we get the fucking power going out. Perfect. So we're still working on that battery. Yeah, it's fucking shitty ass fucking.
So how are you still here?
Because it's on the battery. Like, I think the internet's fine. I think I don't know. I don't know how I'm here. Truly,
I don't know. It feels like a lot of electronics for you still to be here.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm in the dark. Well, let me quote that George Harrison song.
Is it motion sensor?
I'm a dark horse. Yeah. This is my point. This is where, folks, come to the land down under in the dark, because we got some fucking winners we're giving out today. Cincinnati is one of them. Arkansas is one of them. Do you have a play on San Diego, Boise State? I'm not going to bet this game, but give me Boise.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
I'll take Boise. I'm not betting it, but I'll take Boise. I really not like what I've seen from San Diego State this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of the glory.
Oh, there we go. The lights are back.
What?
That's an omen. That's a fucking omen right there. Do not touch that Boise State game.
Yeah, don't
Do not touch that Boise State game.
Don't bet that game. Don't bet the game.
Army.
As soon as we finish.
That is a fucking omen if I've seen one right there. Do not bet that game. I wouldn't even attend that fucking game. You can give me free tickets now. Do not go to that game. Army, Navy, on the hardwood. CBS Sports Network, 10:30 tip. I'm in a lock battle with Mac here. I took Navy minus the points. I think Navy's a lot better than Army. Last time they played, Navy won by 17. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Navy. I always take Navy in an Army Navy game. Always. I don't think there's ever a point. I don't think there's ever a point in time.
Now you were in the Air Force. What? You were in the Air Force. How does that? Is that just like you've met more people from the?
No. So actually, in high school, I was in Navy ROTC, and we would go to the Army Navy game every year. So shout out to Grammy High School. They probably going up there. To be honest, they did it every year. I wouldn't think they wouldn't do it. So shout out to Granby High School at the game, at the Army Navy game. Yeah, I take Navy every single year. But
you were treated better by. There's a slight it's like I ran a comedy show in San Diego for a long time, and I always felt like the Marines when they came in. I mean, Navy, you would still get some fights, but when the Marines came in, it was like a fucking battle royal. You know what I mean? Like. It was there's no way. No, there's no way there's not going to be a fight at this comedy show at some point. And it was like
one of their core values is like the word is like eliminate or something, like it's some like crazy. And I'm like, whoa, like they're teaching you to eliminate people. The Marines do not play. Nah.
What? So that created the stereotype of me being like, if Marines are in the house, there's going to be fights, what I mean? They bother me more in a way because it's like, we're trying to have a fucking comedy show and you come in here and you're ready to fucking fight the first time you talk shit to you. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if it's the same with maybe Army Navy. That's what I was essentially trying to get at, was maybe is Army more aggressive? Are they more annoying, you think, than perhaps people in the Navy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can see that. Absolutely. I can see that potentially.
They live in tents for fun. I had a little square hooch metal box that I was living in, and they were making fun of me because they said it was a freaking 5-star hotel while they were in tents, and they chose to be in tents. They chose to be in tents. I didn't want to be in no tent. What I look like being in a tent?
Shots fired.
Hate Army. Except for football. I kind of like football.
I do like it with football a lot.
Now that you're going back to the option, but
yeah,
screw Army basketball. Go Navy.
Western Carolina's at Furman. It's a huge game in the SoCon. Western Carolina.
I was going to tell a military story today.
No, that's part of the fun of. When I ran that fucking comedy show down there in San Diego, I've seen some really fucked up shit. I've seen like drunken Marines punch the shit out of a fucking woman. You know what I mean? Like I like it was just an automatic horrible experience, mainly to host a comedy show when the Marines come through. Like at a bar. It's just like, oh God. Like, oh God forbid you made fun of this guy's fucking haircut.
You see, the Marines
you know
don't
what I mean?
have
It's like
a service academy. You see, they don't got no service academy. They couldn't handle it. It'd be,
that's what I'm saying.
It'd be like
Marines,
15 over under 15 and a half injections per game.
Look, I'm glad we have Marines, but at the same time, just stay out of the fucking. If you're coming to a comedy show, understand that those are fucking jokes. All right, they're fucking jokes. You gotta take the edge off. Have a fucking drink, sit back, enjoy life a little bit, and but yeah, I'm glad we have you.
In the back.
Yeah. Anyway,
don't sit in the front and you don't want to get joked on. Why would you do that?
That's what I'm saying. Especially like they come in all fucking over the top. You know what I mean? Like it's like a fucking deer in a cage here. It's like you have to talk about it. They're in their fucking uniform and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you have to. It's like you can't.
They teed it up for you.
Yeah,
they teed it up for you.
You have to bring it up. You know what I mean? Like, Western Carolina's getting 4.5 at Furman. This line's going up. I kind of think Furman's going to get that dub though. Furman's 9-9, but it's a fake 9-9 because they had a bunch of guys injured. They just beat VMI by 40 at VMI. I think Furman gets it done at home there. I'm going to lay the 4.5. I wouldn't go much higher though, because this was what 2.5 on the show last night. I feel like
I will 3.5. I saw it at 3.5.
Yeah, maybe it was 3.5. Yeah,
I will see. I see your -4.5, and I will lock up -4.5 with Furman. I think they get it done. I think they turn the corner. I really do. The last 3 games show me a lot. Like the last 3 games really show me a lot.
SoCon is like the best kept secret these days. I feel like SoCon basketball. No one like Mountain West gets their cred now. Mountain West is a great conference. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it's a great conference now. So because they used to be so bad.
We'll see.
Yeah,
they gotta win. They gotta win in the tournament before I say that.
For the Mountain West or for SoCon?
A few more games. Yeah, there's Mountain West. They gotta win a few more games. Give me one more good year for the Mountain West.
But the SoCon, to me, night in, night out, it's like an underrated. Like no one knows about it. It's like this. Only the true college basketball people know that it's just a fun fucking conference. Yeah. Iowa State's at TCU. TCU's laying 3.5. Never take Iowa State on the road. I've already bet the hell out of this. Give me TCU minus the points. What are you doing here?
Agreed. Locked up TCU. I'm over this Iowa State team, to be honest. I'm out on them. I don't think they're good.
Yeah, maybe in Ames, but not on the road. Honestly,
I question them at home.
Today,
if you give me the right line, I can fade them.
Depends who they're playing. If it's like Kansas, I got to take Iowa State because I just don't think like they get up for those games. But dude, the story is home environment today with Cincinnati, TCU. I know I touched on those Big 12 ones. I think Tennessee's going to fuck up Alabama today too. Tennessee's laying now. This line's going up a point overnight. It's at 5.5. I'm seeing now, but I think Alabama. I think the style of ball they play is always tough when you play Tennessee, especially on the road. Maybe if it was in Tuscaloosa, it'd be a little different for me. But just Tennessee plays a much slower pace, great defense. They make Nate Oates doing that Paul Westhead offense when they come up and they shoot a bunch of shots. I don't think it bids well for taking on teams like this, like Tony Bennett's Virginia team, or I know they don't play Tony Bennett's Virginia team, but I'm just saying that's too high quality. That style of basketball, you have to
quality for that,
and you need to maximize your possession. So like you really need to be able to make sure you're not going to get that many second chance points against those teams. So I think Tennessee's going to fuck them up. I like laying the points with the Vols. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I agree, man. That's another one. I agree. Lock up Tennessee here. I think that they'll be able to get it done. And that's really what it is for me. I think that Bama's going to be inefficient, and I think Tennessee will be more efficient.
Yeah. I just think it's
a bunch of empty possessions for that Bama team. A bunch of empty possessions.
I would probably take that thing all the way up to like 7 or 7.5, maybe. Like that's how confident I feel about that play. What else do we got here on the board? USC's at Arizona State. Why is this? Why am I not seeing this number right now? This is one I do expect Arizona State to bounce back. Arizona State's laying 2. Bobby Hurley lit into the refs after the UCLA game. We were on UCLA. USC, they cashed for me too at Arizona, but I think Arizona State's going to get back on the winning side of things there in Tempe. I will lay the 2 with the Sun Devils. What are you doing here? And I bet this. I did bet this.
Yeah, I'm just really more back in the spot more than in the team. You go on the road and you get absolutely demolished by Washington. You come back home and you think you have a really, really good bounce back spot against UCLA, and then you lose out like the way they did and how they felt that they lost that game. This is a really good chance and opportunity to kind of beat up on a really subpar USC team, if you ask me. I think that Arizona State probably should be laying a little bit more than this. I love -3.5.
Let's ride those Sun Devils. Let's go. Purdue is heading into Iowa City. Is this line gone up? I need to search. I bet this, but I got to be honest. I was kind of terrified of this one because what's that? Yeah. I mean, I ended up betting Iowa, but I thought the line would be a little higher when we were figuring out our numbers. I thought it was gonna be 10 or 11, and it was 7. Now, that same situation happened. Yeah, that same situation happened with Nebraska when Michigan State was being played, and Nebraska won on the money line. So let's do it. Let's ride those. Let's ride those Hawkeyes. The staples are sharp in Iowa City.
This is the second time they're meeting this year, and it's a completely different Iowa team than what it was in the beginning of the season. And they got the freshman center starting. You bringing up basically giving different people different opportunities, and they're getting scoring. And so the pace is much quicker than when they were playing that first time around. Like they really just got beat up on the road and then just ultimately gave up in the game. I think this is a really good spot for a different Iowa team to get some get back against Purdue.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the chat, shout out to Robert Martin checking in from Winnipeg. Love Winnipeg. Sana Pete though says, do not touch Colgate. What are you talking about here? Colgate's won like 20 straight conference games. It's a system play. I lock up Colgate every time they play in the Patriot League. They covered the other day against Army -7.5 as they won by 8. They covered against Bucknell the game before. They did not cover against Lafayette or Navy, but they fuck up these teams. I will ride this because I still believe that majority of the time Colgate fucks up every team in the Patriot League. I will lay the 10.5. Already bet that. What are you doing here? You with me? Did we lose you again? Is it my internet or his internet?
Okay.
That's what I want. What's up?
It's me. Is it me?
Oh, I got
Hello?
you. You're good. You're good. We're good now. Who you on?
All right. Colgate and Vermont.
Yeah. Colgate and Vermont all day.
We always take them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We never stray from the path. If you lose, you're not going to lose that often.
And you can get trapped in the non-con shit. Well, the non-con when they're playing like, Miami or something, they don't have the athletes to
compete like okay.
They don't have the athletes.
But in conference?
Yeah, in conference that those backdoor cuts are sharp in conference. Let me tell you. You can't get you're not prepared for that level of cutting. So I'm all over that. I am actually going to play Lafayette too. Red Hot Lafayette, who's undefeated in conference. I think they get it done against Bucknell. I know they're due for a loss, but I'm going to keep riding that until we lose. George Mason is hosting St. Bonaventure, Terrell. Tony Skinn did a great job in the non-con for the Patriots, but since he entered conference play, he's lost 3 in a row. This is a get right spot. Get this St. Bonaventure bullshit. St. Bonaventure just beat Rhode Island by like 70. I'm being sarcastic, not 70, but it was a big ass amount of points. But they come in to Fairfax, Virginia, and I got Tony Skinn taking down the Bonnies. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm fading Bonaventure after that Rhode Island game. That's why we don't take Rhode Island. That right there. That is a perfect example why we don't take Rhode Island. Just making sure we had that known right there. Perfect example. Perfect.
Give me them
example.
George Mason Patriots.
They're fade Bonnies.
Give me them George Mason Patriots. Lay the 1.5 or 1, whatever you're getting right now. Northwestern is at Nebraska. We were talking about this a little bit when your internet cut out. Nebraska, because Trevor has this in a parlay. Nebraska is laying 2, 3, something right around there, depending on the book you're looking at. We bet. Me and Mac did bet Nebraska just because the home environment. They're 11-1 at home. And I feel like Northwestern's a good team, but I just feel like the fact that Nebraska hit the road, they lost both those games on the road. They come back to Lincoln, party in Lincoln. Give me Nebraska minus the points. What are you doing here?
Yep. I love backing teams that go on and they come back home. This is a
Juwan Gary is out for Nebraska. That is noteworthy. I still feel all right about it. They got Tamanaga. Fucking, he's nasty. As Terrell's internet problems are nasty as well. North Carolina's laying. Damn, I wanted to ask Terrell. Terrell's a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. I wanted to ask him how he felt about the Tar Heels laying 7 at Boston College. All right, I think he's going to be back in a second here, but I think that is a stinky line a little bit. I don't know. He's having issues. Terrell, you with us?
Yeah, internet is some shit today. Yeah, no, I'm about to call Spectrum.
Yeah, they're fucking horrible. I have them out here. We have issues every 2 weeks, but the worst customer service I've ever fucking dealt with in my fucking life. They act like you're the fucking problem.
Yeah,
it's like this happens. They have like a monopoly. I don't know how it is over there, but like they have a monopoly over here. It's like you don't really have a plan B. North Carolina's laying 7. I actually do see a 6.5 out there.
And you know what? No, because you know what pisses me off is because they will not give you another provider to use in the area. They will have a monopoly on the area, and you can only use them. That's got to be like against the law. There's got to be a law against. Because why are there not no?
Yeah, well, that's the irony. You're not supposed to be able to have.
They say nope, you can only do Spectrum.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have a monopoly. I thought that was against the law in this country, but that's just a bunch of bullshit. If you're very rich, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's the real shit right there. All right, because clearly, I would have ditched Spectrum 5 years ago. They're fucking the worst, and I hope they listen to this. I hope they're one of those 89 people listening to this right now. I like to think they are.
Are they
North Carolina
gatekeeping? Are they gatekeeping the internet industry? Like, if I start an internet business, are they going to not let me be able to service internet? Because I feel like everybody would use mine over Spectrum. Whatever I give out, I feel like is better than Spectrum.
Yeah, I sometimes I feel like I give out so many winners that Spectrum fucking tries to shut me down. I'm big into conspiracy theories, by the way. I do believe we never landed on the moon. I do believe that the United States government killed JFK. All right. And I'll take it one further. I think they killed MLK too. We could go on and on and on. All right. I got a lot of conspiracies here. That's for another episode though. But North Carolina's laying 6.5 at Boston College. Moneyline Mac locked up Boston College. He says they're winning outright. I know you're a Carolina fan. Your thoughts, Terrell, on your Tar Heels up there in sleepy ass Chestnut Hill?
This is where teams go when they underestimate a bad Boston College team, and they always get them one every year, doesn't it feel like? Don't it feel like they catch them one every year?
I mean, the line is telling you to take BC, right? It's telling you to take BC though. Why this thing opened up at like 8, right? It's down to 6.5. Yeah. I'm still not betting this because I hate Boston College athletics. All right. I cannot.
They always catch a giant at home. Every season they catch a giant at home at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. East Carolina's getting 5 points at UAB. This is just, there's free money out there in the universe, guys. There's just free, like, this is what you got to realize is like, if you want free money, it's right there for you. You know, it's just free fucking money. You know, play this all day. ECU coming off that heartbreak loss where North Texas scores at the 96 feet away. They pass the ball. Amazing pass, reminds me of Grant Hill, Leitner all over again. It's ECU loses in a heartbreak way. They're going to bounce back against this overrated UAB team. ECU beat them the last time they played, and they're going to do it again. Give me the Pirates plus 190 on the money line. See you at the winner's circle. You on board, buddy?
I'm not going to lock it up, but I do like ECU in the points. I'm not going to lock it up, but I do like ECU in the points.
There we go. That's good enough for me.
I think it'll be at the very least we get a close game.
What about Vanderbilt getting 14 at Mississippi State? I bet this just because I feel like Mississippi State only scores like 37 points a game. So you're getting 14 fucking points with Vanderbilt. Now, to be honest, I've lost the last 2 bets on Vanderbilt, but they beat them head to head last year. Last time they played, Vanderbilt won by 5. I think they can cover this. I think they can cover this. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm glad you think that. I hope that helps. They don't cover it.
Yeah, you're on State?
Hey,
no shit.
Oh, yes, taking this. Yes, I'm taking this.
I think your internet's fucked up.
We went over this with Rhode Island, and now you're. It's because you're taking.
I can't. He sounds like he's a fucking alien right now. It sounds like. What was that? What was that genre of music that was like big in like mid 2000? It's like 2010. I fucking can't think of the genre, but it was like metallic fucking beats. What the fuck am I trying to think about right now? You know what I'm talking about, right? It sounds like your fucking toaster oven's fucking your computer. You know what I mean? There's like Skrillex shit. You know what I'm talking about? There's a genre for it. I just can't. I'm stupid right now. It's early in the morning. I haven't had a coffee. Yeah, you could say auto tune, but no, you know what I'm talking about. There's like instrumental. There was a scene here, at least in LA. I can't think of the fucking name of it. No, not EDM. Not EDM. There was this is gonna kill me. Anyway, you want some more free money? Arkansas Pine Bluff is gonna fuck up Florida A&M today. All right, get this Rattler basketball program out of here. My Golden Lions are getting it done. Lay the 5.5. Lay the 5.5. No, we're still not getting this right. Oh man. I'm drawing a blank on the fucking name of the genre. It'll come to me when I'm watching the fucking games and then I'll have to tweet it out. Anyway, Richmond's at Davidson. I think we take Davidson. And Terrell says the Vanderbilt pick sent me into the matrix. Be safe, Terrell. Be safe out there. But yes, he's on Mississippi State. I'm on Vanderbilt. A dubstep. That might have been it. I think that's it. Is that what I'm thinking? Maybe. I think that might be it. Yeah, dubstep. It just sounds like fucking. For in LA, I went to a few shows that were, they were kind of cool, but you can only take so much of that before your fucking brain explodes, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, just saying that. Just saying that. Texas A&M is going to beat the shit out of LSU today. I like LSU. I think they're getting a lot better. Revenge spot for the buzzsaw in Texas A&M. Lay the 2.5. In Baton Rouge. That's. I feel pretty confident about that play. Terrell says, which pill should he take? The blue pill or the red pill? You take the blue pill. All your bets hit. You take the red pill and you lose all your lock. But no, you take the blue pill, you win all your games except the lock battles. You take the red pill, you lose all your lock battles to Dundee, and I fucking text you and remind you nonstop that I'm the fucking king. All right. Chat's cracking me up right now. Yes, dude. What is this fucking line? Can we talk about this? Charleston Southern. Is it still at like this went up overnight? Let me just make sure I just want to do a quick update on this line. Charleston Southern. Yeah, I mean catching that many points against High Point. I don't see 22 though, dude. Where are you getting 22 at? I see 19. Is 22 out there? Because I mean, even 19's insane. I know High Point's having a good season, but 22 fucking points, 19, I think is even insane. I'm on Charleston Southern. I think we should bet that. Let me know where you're getting 22 though. Sana Pete says he's seeing 16. And what the fuck? These lines are all over the place. I see 19 right now. I also see an 18. I see an 18 and a half. I don't see any 16. Where the hell are you seeing 16 and a half at? Anyway, shout out to Z Willis. He goes, little man and I logged in just in time to catch the pregame show. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, it's an alt line. Okay. Son of Pete seeing 16 and a half at Caesars. Okay. What else do we got here? UC Irvine's at UC Davis. That's a nice little Big West matchup. Texas Tech, BYU. Let's talk about that. Texas Tech's going to beat BYU. I know BYU's a decent team, but come on. In Lubbock, that place fucking burns down. I am all over Texas Tech minus the points. The home teams in the Big 12, with the exception of Texas, are going to win today. Let's go. Load up on those. Washington State's at Cal. This is one I do think we should ride Cal. Cal lost in heartbreaking fashion the other night to Washington. Probably should have beat Washington. They're at home again. Washington State's on the second end of a back-to-back away. As much as I think Kyle Smith and Washington State have been a fun story this year, I think Cal's going to beat them. So I do like laying, what is it, like 1.5? I think it is. With the Golden Bears, I already bet that. Let's talk about this line in the Georgia game, because this shit is rising, right? This one, when do we call it? It was like 11.5, I think, on the SGP show the other day. Georgia is now getting, I believe, 13 or 13.5. I even see a 14 out there. I'm at this point, I say take Georgia. I think Kentucky's going to win this game, but like, it's kind of does Kentucky really get up for Georgia? It's kind of a sleepy opponent, in my opinion. And Mike Snow White's got Georgia playing better than I think people think. So I think Kentucky wins something like 81-71, something like that. You get the cover with the Bulldogs. Shout out to Brian Sanders. Jackson State minus 7.5 against Prairie View. Lock. You haven't checked out what Mo Williams is doing at Jackson State. I think he's doing a great fucking job. I'm terrified for the good people of Jackson, Mississippi, that he's going to do such a good job that a university is going to steal him away, just like, essentially what happened with Dion. But I do think Jackson State's going to put it on PV there. So I like laying the points. Let's go. Virginia is at Georgia Tech. This is another one that we bet that really I'm just kind of betting this one just based off of the fact. So Virginia's laying 1.5 in Atlanta. I think Georgia Tech's been the better team so far this year. Now, having said that, I also think Damon Stoudemire and Georgia Tech probably haven't faced an opponent like Virginia, off the top of my head at least. So I actually am taking Virginia minus 1.5 to win in Atlanta against those Yellow Jackets. And I bet that. I just think the line's even telling you that a little bit, I feel like. So give me those Wahoos. I also like Oklahoma State getting 9.5 against Kansas State now. I think that number's a little too much. K-State letdown spot after beating their Jerome Tang's former boss, Scott Drew. 9.5 is just a little too much for me. I think K-State wins by 5, something like that, 4, maybe even loses it outright. Wouldn't shock me. But normally those Big 12 home teams find a way to win the game. But give me the 9.5, and let's ride. Terrell Furman in the chat saying "fuck UVA." Let's go. Like a traditional Hokie fan should say. What else do we got on this board? I know the Colorado Oregon State line's insane, but I think we should hammer Colorado. I think they're laying 17. Lay it. I think Colorado's going to win by like 28 today. I think they're just going to shit on Oregon State. Oregon State, their record was deceiving prior, like a couple weeks ago. Oregon State's now they've lost 4 in a row, and with great reason, because they're not any good. And we knew that in the non-con. They were winning games, but their non-con was soft. Ever since Pac-12 play started, these are their games. They lost to UCLA, who we know was not very good at the time, by 7. That was in Corvallis. They did beat USC in Corvallis, which I still don't know how that happened. Then they went to Wazoo, lost by I think 8 or 9, and then lost at Washington. Now that was only 7. Then lost to Stanford in Corvallis in overtime, and now they just got drilled at Utah. And I think at Colorado they're going to get fucking drilled too. I just think the altitude, the momentum. Utah and Colorado play really well at home. I'm on the Buffaloes here, and I even got some music that'll get the people excited.
Look out, just watch him go down to Buffalo. Oh no, it's a guy on a Buffalo. Guy on a Buffalo.
What's your favorite player prop for the 12? That's a good. What are we talking? Underdog, Hunter? What are you talking? Underdog? Or are you talking elsewhere? Florida heads into Missouri. Missouri is to me, like, how about this Florida team on the road? By the way, they've been ass all year on the road. Todd Golden, it's got to prove it to me. Mizzou's catching 2.5 at home. Home dog barking. I think Missouri's going to get them. But Florida's got to prove to me they can win on the road. They're 0-3 on the road. And they've gotten their ass kicked. Ole Miss just beat them by like 30. I feel like whatever that score was. Meanwhile, Missouri's lost 4 straight. No, Missouri gets them right here. Dennis Gates, underrated coach, gets it done. UConn is at Villanova. Villanova is catching 4. I reluctantly bet this one. Kind of was talked into it, but the more I thought about it overnight, the more I think it can be possible. Neptune needs a win like this, because I don't know if you caught the Villanova message boards that are just shitting on them left and right. It's not even doing a horrible job. I understand it's been inconsistent, but I mean, still 11-6. You won at Creighton. Give the guy some fucking time. He's replacing Jay Wright. Give him some fucking time. Maybe he makes a statement game today. Let's ride those Wildcats. All right. W-I-L-D Cats. W-I-L-D Wildcats. Duke is laying a big number. I think was it 12-13 now in Cameron Indoor against Pitt. I say lay it. I say lay it if you're gonna play it. I'm not personally playing it, but because you never know. Capel's a former Duke guy. They're up big. They might call off the dogs, but they did fuck them up recently, and that was not that long ago. So Cameron Indoor can get really lit. Give me Duke. What else do we got on the board? Nevada is at Wyoming. This is one. Nevada's lost 2 straight, and this is the Alfred game that we count on. I think Wyoming is one of those sleepy spots in the Mountain West where you just it's Wyoming. I think Wyoming's live to beat Nevada. I think they could beat them on the money line too, but I've already bet Wyoming plus 7 or was it 7.5? 7, I think. One of the 7, I think it was. Nevada's good, but I think they're falling into the Alfred midseason trap. What else do we got? Oh yeah, the underdog stuff. Let me load that up. There are some plays though, because I've liked a bunch. Come on. Folks, hop on over to Underdog Fantasy. It's checking my location, but let's go to college hoops. You can find some stuff on Underdog that you really can't find anywhere else, and that's why I highly recommend you sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. Right here, Ace Baldwin higher than 2.5 rebounds. Yes, Ace Baldwin's a stud. He's gonna get more than 2.5 rebounds. Let's go to Max Asmus. I think he will score higher than 16.5 points. Boom. Load up on that. He's now at Texas, you remember. I'm going to add a third one in there. Let's go to Let's go to what game should we go to here? What about, I don't know. They might pull them. What about the likes of, let's go to that Creighton Seton Hall game. Kadari Richmond's a fucking baller. Higher than 17.5 points. What about higher than 3.5 assists? Actually, let's take, I don't know. Let's back off that one. Let's go. Who do I like on this fucking slate to give it a third leg? I always love it when you get the third leg here. How about Joel Soriano? Higher than 15 points. Signing up. Let's go. Throwing $25 on that to make 150. See you at the fucking winner's circle. The Ace Baldwin over 2.5 rebounds is stealing. You're stealing from them. Rob Donaldson says Seattle's going to pull an upset against Grand Canyon. No, Grand Canyon's going to fuck them up. Lay the 4.5 at the ozone layer. What else do we got here? Eastern Washington system play -6.5 against Idaho State all day. Middle Tennessee is at New Mexico. New Mexico's laying 6. I'm sorry. Did I say New Mexico? New Mexico State. New Mexico State. I need a fucking coffee. New Mexico State is laying 6. I think we lock Middle Tennessee's ass on the road. Give me them boys in Las Cruces minus the points. I feel pretty damn good about it. Some other Washington's at Stanford on the farm. I went Washington, but I don't love the play. St. Mary's is one that I love. I think St. Mary's is going to beat San Francisco at San Francisco. That game is awesome. And folks, the games are started. Ole Miss Auburn. I'm just going to say load up on Auburn in the jungle. Chris Beard's team's they can't score on the road. Let's go. Socrates in the chat saying, live in Seattle, Red Hawks money line left testicle. Interesting. Hey, I can dig it. Not your left testicle, but I mean the balls on the play. But give me I think Grand Canyon is just too good for them. One of those antelopes. Folks, I'm gonna go watch these fucking games. It's always fun talking to you guys. Sorry, I never got to my deep dive on conspiracy theories. We'll try that one next time. Let's go. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'll be back tonight. I'm in the studio all day watching all these fucking games. I'm on the sports grid at 1:30, I think. I'm on VSiN at 2:30, I think. Something like right around there. Double check all that shit. And be back tonight talking more college hoops, NFL playoffs too. A lot of great shit you can bet on today. Until next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Yeah, it's got me thinking about the good shit. The minute that I seen your grill again, it made me good trip. Good dog to mind back like dog, but wind that. Man, I didn't get mad when you near me hit the can back, but the comings on was strong. Now my shit's coming along, you know the song. The truth is I'm pretty much on fire again. It's heating up for real, I'm alive again. And that's the attraction factor. Vancouver, Michigan with my rap disaster. Yeah, you know you want it how you want it. No need to trip, cause I got it, doggone it. It's all yours and the extras too. All the super music and the sex for hope. Just get it straight, cause you caught me in a good mood. Let me demonstrate what this time of year could do. Yeah, sing it.